Welcome back to Petverse, the place where curiosity guides us through the fascinating behaviors of the animals who share our lives. I'm Petverse Voyager, and today we're exploring a site that has made countless pet owners laugh, record videos, and shake their heads in confusion. Why do dogs chase their own tails? If you've ever watched a dog spin in tight circles trying to catch that constantly escaping tail, it can look like a moment of pure comedy. The dog twirls, lunges, almost catches it, and then the chase begins again. But behind this amusing behavior lies a mix of instinct, curiosity, energy, and sometimes even communication about a dog's physical or emotional state. So let's spin into the science and psychology behind this curious canine habit. To begin with, tail chasing often starts in puppyhood, when the world is still new and every movement is an invitation to play. Puppies are natural explorers. They discover their bodies the same way human babies do, through experimentation and interaction. When a puppy notices its tail flicking behind it, that moving object suddenly becomes a target. From the puppy's perspective, the tail appears to behave like a small, unpredictable creature. It moves when they move, disappears when they turn, and reappears moments later. This mysterious motion triggers a basic play response. The puppy pounces, spins, and tries to catch it, learning about coordination and body awareness in the process. In this sense, tail chasing can simply be a playful developmental phase, similar to a child chasing bubbles. Another important factor is predatory instinct. Dogs descend from hunters, and the chase response is deeply embedded in their nervous system. Movement stimulates attention. A flicking tail can activate the same mental circuitry that would normally respond to fleeing prey. The dog's brain perceives motion and automatically switches into pursuit mode. Even though the prey happens to be part of their own body, the instinctive drive to chase is powerful enough to override that detail. In playful moments, the dog may not be consciously thinking about the tail as part of itself, it's simply responding to movement and stimulation. Energy levels also play a significant role. Dogs are active animals with physical and mental needs. When they lack sufficient exercise or stimulation, they may invent their own activities. Tail chasing can become a self-generated form of entertainment, a quick way to burn off energy in a confined space. Think of it as a dog creating its own spinning game when there are no toys or playmates nearby. Certain high-energy breeds, especially those bred for herding or working tasks, may show this behavior more frequently if they are understimulated. A bored mind will often search for creative outlets, even if that outlet involves chasing something permanently attached to the body. However, not all tail chasing is purely playful. Sometimes it can be a signal worth paying closer attention to. If a dog chases its tail occasionally with a relaxed posture and wagging body, it is usually harmless fun. But if the behavior becomes repetitive, intense, or obsessive, especially if the dog appears unable to stop, it may indicate stress or anxiety. Just like humans sometimes develop nervous habits, dogs may repeat certain movements as a way to cope with emotional tension. Environmental stress, lack of enrichment, or major changes in routine can contribute to this pattern. In such cases, increasing exercise, mental stimulation, and structured play often helps redirect the behavior. Physical causes should also be considered. A dog may chase its tail because something is irritating that area of the body. Fleas, skin allergies, infections, or impacted glands can cause itching or discomfort near the tail. When the dog turns to investigate the sensation, the tail moves again, triggering the chase reflex. What begins as an attempt to address irritation may quickly turn into spinning behavior. If tail chasing appears suddenly and is accompanied by licking, biting, or signs of discomfort, a veterinary check is a wise step. Interestingly, some dogs also chase their tails simply because it captures their owner's attention. Dogs are keen observers of human reactions. If spinning results in laughter, clapping, or excited voices, the dog may learn that tail chasing is an excellent way to entertain the humans in the room. In this case, the behavior becomes a social performance. The dog discovers that this funny spinning act reliably produces engagement, and repetition follows naturally. Ultimately, tail chasing is one of those behaviors that blends instinct, development, environment, and personality. For most dogs, it is simply a playful expression of curiosity and energy, a moment of spontaneous fun in a world full of movement and excitement. But like all behaviors, context matters. Observing frequency, intensity, and accompanying body language helps determine whether it's harmless play or something that deserves closer attention. Here on Petverse, we celebrate these quirky moments because they remind us that animals experience the world in ways both familiar and wonderfully different from our own. The next time you see your dog spinning in determined circles, remember that you are witnessing a small intersection of instinct, play, and personality all unfolding at once. I'm Petverse Voyager, and as we conclude today's exploration, I invite you to watch your companions with curiosity rather than confusion. Sometimes the behaviors that seem the silliest carry the most fascinating stories about evolution, learning, and the joyful unpredictability of life with animals. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the remarkable world of our four-legged friends.